Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for my first ever Gong Studio figure unboxing and review. Today we are taking a look at Buzz Lightyear based off his appearance in Lightyear. I really enjoyed the film, so pretty darn excited to get this guy out here. I do have to say a huge thank you to Gong Studio for sending me this review sample. I have popped their links in the description below. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button so you're notified as soon as a brand new review goes live on the channel. Very quickly, I should note that this ain't 1/6 scale. In fact, I don't know what scale this is. It's somewhere along the lines of 9 inches or 10 inches in height, but we will get there. Up front, an image of Buzz Lightyear. Really love the star field in the background, like he's zooming through space and time as he did in the film. Then down below, Buzz Lightyear, plus a little strip letting you know, hey, this guy is diecast. And that magic word gets a lot of collectors, including me, really excited. On the side of the box, some stars, cause space, and the image from the front of the box spilling over the edge. Around the back, Gong Studio, Lightyear, warnings and legal info, and the cutout is kind of in the shape of Buzz's packaging from the old school Toy Story days, his ship. Now it's not the exact shape, but I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for. And back around the front, if you flip open the front cover, held in place by Velcro, a sneak preview of the actual figure, but we're not here for sneak previews. I want to get this guy out here. I can already tell by the sheer weight of this clam tray that they weren't exaggerating. Diecast is definitely being used in this figure. He is quite hefty. And now that I'm picking him up out of the packaging, yeah, that is definitely the case. This guy is a heavy boy. First in-hand impressions, this thing looks absolutely sublime. I think that's the first time I've ever used that adjective on camera in a review. What we are going to do now, though, is get all of his accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. Starting off with the display base first, I really like this. It's pretty thin and low profile, meaning it doesn't add a ton of height in the display. We've got some sculpted details around the edges, and smack bang in the middle, Space Ranger and Lightyear. Plus, this entire panel isn't only printed well and textured, but it's made of metal. And I'm pretty sure you all can see where this is going, but I won't spoil it. You'll find out what it's for later on. Then up top, a fixed metal rod with a little clip, which does securely plug into the figure because this guy comes with his jetpack, and this thing is absolutely sensational. We've got speckling of dirt and grime everywhere. It's nice and metallic. I love the vibrant red, and all these warning stripes, they make it look super industrial. You can wear this, of course, and it does have some functionality. It doesn't fly, unfortunately, but you'll see what I mean when we install it on the figure. For some Star Command weaponry, we do get two weapons that he didn't really get to use a ton in the movie. The first is his sidearm, this blaster pistol, and I love the design. It's super space age. Plus the red trigger, like I said with the jetpack, just makes it feel industrial. We do have Space Ranger on one side and on the other, plus up top SC DX01. I'm pretty sure that's for Star Command. We also get his kind of Lightyear lightsaber, and you can also remove the laser portion if for some reason you don't want it there, but how could you not? That translucent blue, it's poppin'. Oh, and we also get some holsters for those weapons, so you can actually store them on Buzz. It's pretty early on in the review, and I'm already running out of adjectives to describe how good stuff looks, but his laser, I'll leave it at that. It looks good. Up top, metallic copper, some speckling on the surface for weathering and battle damage, a readout for the screen, plus a rubbery hose, and down below, a rubbery strap with some dry brushing on the surface. And look at the details around the back. This thing is detailed to the nines. When it comes to Buzz's head sculpts, we have two options, cowled and uncowled. Now they are designed slightly differently. This one is a fixed neck, whereas the uncowled one has a separate neck. How does that affect articulation? We will try it out. Don't you worry. Now with the cowled one, we do have swappable faceplates to change up the expression. It just makes sense because there's already a seam there. You may as well use that to your advantage. My only complaint? I wish we had more swappable faceplates. Now for the uncowled head sculpt, I love the way this looks. The hair has shading to it, there's dry brushing on the surface, and there's a natural flow. It looks like it did in the film. Plus, all of the head sculpts, they do have that signature Buzz dimple, which absolutely needed to be there. And lastly, a full array of hands. And when I say full array of hands, I do mean it. We have a ton of different options. We've got these splayed out finger open palm hands, some gripping hands, trigger finger hands, closed fists, and some relaxed open palm hands as well. The full gamut. Then the sculpt work, very impressive. There's wrinkling, there's stitching, and around the back, that does look like armor plating. We've got dirt and grime in the crevices as a wash to bring out all the sculpted panel and line work, and some silver dry brushing up on top that picks up the light beautifully. What we are going to do now, though, is get Buzz Lightyear himself out here, standing straight up and down in the light box. No crazy poses or accessories or anything like that, but all of that stuff is coming, and I cannot wait. Buzz Lightyear, did you say? Well, that's him. He looks exactly like the character model from the movie. In fact, if I showed someone this clip, they may even say, "What are you doing with a CGI turnaround of Buzz?" That's how good it looks. The proportions, the shape and size of the armor, the paint applications, and yes, even that head sculpt. Overall, even though we're early on in the video and I've already said, wow, and this looks awesome, just one more time. This guy is super impressive. Up close and personal, kicking things off with Buzz's Uncalled head sculpt first. You know that purple sort of mold cap thing? We will pop that head sculpt on though in just a second. This one is awesome. It looks just like Buzz from the movie, and that expression, oh, it absolutely works here. He's got this subtle smirk, this look of determination, and depending on the angle, it does kinda subtly alter the expression. Now, the way it connects is pretty straightforward. It's a double ball peg down below, but there's an exposed skin tone neck as compared to the other one where it's the purple cowl all the way down. See what I mean? Purple cowl all the way down. There's this texture on the surface, and there is some stitching, plus you can make out his ears, kind of covered by these ear protectors. Then over the top of the purple, some darker shading. Now this expression is way more serious. One eyebrow is cocked up and got a little bit of a frown, so maybe this head sculpt is more suited for mid-battle. Also, I didn't mention this with the other sculpt, but the paint applications, they're really good, especially for a smaller scale head sculpt. The eyes look nice and glossy, and the skin texture with some subtle rosiness on the cheeks, oh, it definitely works here. And all of that stuff also applies to this faceplate, but it's a lot angrier, so who knows, maybe this faceplate is more mid-battle. The other eyebrow is raised, he's got gritted teeth. Love the paint applications, and I love the array of faceplates and head sculpts. If you want to go cocky Buzz, you can go with the hair out, or you want to go serious Buzz, this one definitely fits the bill. But if you're thinking, hang on a second, isn't something missing? Where's Buzz's dome? Sit down, my friend, because you are in for an absolute treat. This is some next level engineering. You can open up the backpack, slide out the dome, and the entire thing is hidden inside his body. So now he has a full dome. Dude, this is so cool. I have never seen that on a Buzz figure. And it just makes sense. You simply open it up, you slide everything in, and away you go. Now, to close it up, you do have to slide this piece forward first, then slide everything back, and it closes, and it looks almost entirely seamless. Seeing crazy engineering like that makes me so freaking happy. Around the back, I'm really struggling not to gush, because you can see this thing, right? It looks absolutely beautiful. We've got this matte finish from head to toe, the green and the purple. They're muted, but still iconic looking Buzz colors. We have the warning stripes, the various little decals like O2 and Lightyear, and washes in every single crevice to bring out all that sculpted panel and line work. Then, over the top of everything, silver dry brushing, plus some speckling of dirt and grime. This thing is painted to the nines. But we're not just here to talk about the paint apps. No, there's some functionality back here as well. You can remove this little canister and, oh, what's that? An ominous looking peg port. Well, bringing in the jetpack, which is painted on both sides, you can plug it in position. And when you push it in place, it's a very secure connection. Then up top, you can fold these pieces in, and down below as well, so it looks like it's fused to his outfit. And lastly, the icing on the cake, the wings, you can spread them out, and they're telescopic, they can extend. This is so freaking cool. It takes me back to being a kid and playing with my very own Buzz Lightyear figure, but taking it to that next level. Damn it, should have done a snap transition, but I didn't know this was a thing until I checked the instructions. You can remove this panel on either side, totally up to you, and pop in a clip to holster his kinda Buzz Lightyear lightsaber. Now it's a round peg in a square hole, so it's a little bit loosey-goosey, but I mean, it's not going anywhere, it's still absolutely locked in position. Back around the front, there is so much detail here. I mean, there's even chipping where the high traffic areas they would be colliding with the other pieces of armor. We also have the Space Ranger logo on one side, and you can open up this panel, so, you know, he can do his mission logs. Fully detailed, of course it is. Then on the other side, this is where his laser pops onto. We will try that in just a second. Plus 01, that little symbol. We then have the Space Ranger logo around the front, Lightyear, his name, the circular red thing, that's that personal kind of protective bubble from the film, and also the 3 translucent tactical lights with the LED turned on. To turn the LED on, it's pretty simple. You literally remove this top panel, there's one button, you push it, and there is a single LED. I wouldn't have minded seeing 3 LEDs just so each one is illuminated evenly, but still, in person, it absolutely works. Wait a second. Why the snap transition? Well, to install the laser, it was the easiest way of getting that done. Now to do that, you remove the hand, you then take off this panel that says panel access, quite cheeky. You slide the laser over the forearm and push it in position. There's a peg, it's a really sturdy connection. The strap underneath, it's just for show. You can see, it's free floating. Now I kinda like the fact that the laser is more ragtag. It's not integrated into the suit itself. Because with the later version of Buzz, from the end of the movie and, of course, in Toy Story, everything was a lot more seamless. The jetpack was integrated, and so too was the laser. So this kind of gives it a bit of backstory. Where did the laser come from? Why does he need one? Well, he tried it out throughout the events of Lightyear, and that's of course why they integrated the laser later on. Plus, it just looks really sick. Coming down to his legs, we're almost there, and I don't like repeating myself, but the paint applications, they are very pretty. We've got this sort of dirt and grime around the edges, and also washes in all the panel lines to bring out the sculpted detail. We then have the decals and silver dry brushing galore, pretty much everywhere. He also has this holster for his pistol that you can rotate or remove entirely, but oh no, what's that? A visible hole. No, don't worry, he comes with a panel that pops in position and covers up the hole, so now it looks seamless, just like the other side. But still, there's a little bit of a ridge so you can pop your fingernail underneath and remove it if you want to use the holster. As for diecast content, there is a lot of it. The thighs feel like diecast. The knee joints, diecast as well. The shins, also metal. And his feet, they do feel like metal. So this guy, he is not wanting for diecast pretty much anywhere. Around the back, he does have this butt panel. If you're thinking, ooh, what's that for? Well, instead of going with a waist clamp or a crotch grabber for the display base, because this guy's really heavy in a flight pose, he could potentially fall out of it. They went with this butt panel. You take the panel off, you plug the stand in. I know, funny. But when you do, it's a really secure connection, so you can pose this guy in midair without any worry about him falling off over time. That's not all though. Underneath his feet, we have some shiny silver circles. I thought to myself, no way those are magnets for the display base, but oh yes way, they absolutely are. And when you pop the display base on, you can pretty much pop him anywhere on the base and the magnets will do their job. So it's not like there's a set position that he has to stand in. This guy is full of little gimmicks like that, and I am all for it. For a quick side-by-side comparison, I don't own any other Toy Story figures except for that weird third-party Woody, but I didn't know who to compare this guy to, so I went back to my childhood. I love Toy Story, I love Transformers, and of course, Batman the Animated Series, and by extension, the new Batman Adventures as well. So here we have Batman from the new Batman Adventures by Mafex. He's more of a 6-inch scale, and as you can see, Buzz, he is definitely taller. I'd probably peg him at maybe around 8 or 9 inches in height, so not quite 1/6 scale and not quite the 6-inch scale either. It's kind of their own scale. Going over articulation, I'm expecting a lot from this guy based off the quality so far and the complex engineering packed into a pretty compact package. Starting off with the head sculpt, there's a ball joint at the bottom and a double ball peg at the top. Combined, looking forward to there, more than enough for flight poses, and looking down to there. Swivel and pivot side to side. The shoulder pads can extend out, do that. The last thing you want is any scratching or any paint rub, as the pieces of armor would otherwise collide. The arms will go forward and back, going up to there. Butterfly joint at the shoulder that hinges up and down. Swivel at the bicep, double bend at the elbow going the full way, plus a double ball peg for the wrist. The torso has a series of joints, top and bottom, crunching forward to there, going back just a little. Totally fine. Swivel at both points and pivot side to side. The legs will drop down on both sides for a little bit more range, going forward to there, going out to there. Swivel at the upper thigh, that's a really tight joint. Double bend at the knee going past 90, and a series of hinges for both feet, meaning they do go forward, they do pivot, and you get some swivel as well. And lastly, the all-important toe articulation. Wrapping up on Gong Studios' Buzz Lightyear from Lightyear. I'm going to make this really simple, just a TLDR of the entire review. Wow. That's it. I'm going to sum it up with wow, because this figure is incredible. He is genuinely that good. This might just be one of the most spot-on and most well-engineered figures that I have ever seen, and I don't say that lightly. Not at all, because I've reviewed some incredible pieces. But this guy, he almost takes the cake. I mean, he looks spot on to the movie. The joints aren't super ugly and visible. He's chock full of diecast. The paint applications are beautiful. Multiple different head sculpts, multiple different weapons, and you can store them on him. And then the engineering with the dome that folds away, I mean, that just blew my collector mind. I wish more companies would do stuff like that. Retractable domes and visors and helmets. Oh, I'm all in. And the icing on the cake, that jetpack with the telescopic wings. And we haven't even gotten to the display base yet. I mean, it's a flight stand, but also it's magnetic, so it's super versatile. What I'm trying to say is, if you're a Buzz fan, if you like Lightyear, go ahead and get this guy. You'll thank me later. I know, it was a review sample sent to me by Gong, but I don't actually care if you get this guy or not. I'm just really happy to add this guy to my collection. But if you do want to grab him, I have popped their links in the description below. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.